Mr. Thomas then continued his investigation,
Yes.
and it ended with a phone call, correct?
Yes.
And the phone call was to Mr. Fran Martin.
That is correct. We had to call up for that night.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you've been working there for several years, but a producer at BNN is in charge of whether or not a story runs. Is that correct?
That's correct.
They have charge over whether or not a story has enough proof, correct?
That's correct.
And after that conversation, Reagan Thomas abruptly ended the phone call. Is that correct?
Yes. He seemed pretty upset.
And you didn't end up running the story after that phone call.
No.
But Thomas then picked up his phone
Yes.
and called none other than the CEO of BNN himself.
Yes, he got on the phone with Kip Richard.
And after the phone call with Berkshire, BNN immediately ran the story. Is that correct?
Yeah, next thing I knew, we were cutting into the live feed of the Oscar Awards and airing the interview, and airing the story.
Now you must have seen the interview.
Well, yeah, I was taping all of it.
And you said, as an employee of BNN, that this particular broadcast basically accused Drew Walton of murder. Did you not?
It seemed a little harsh.
And throughout the entire length of the broadcast, never was suicide even introduced as a possibility, was it?
Not to my recollection.
Very much, Mr. Chairman.
Russ?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kim. You've been working for BNN since 2003, correct?
Yes, for about 6 years.
And so you're relatively familiar with your camera equipment.
Oh, yeah, I'm a whiz with camera equipment.
Now, on the night of September 24th, you were able to set your camera equipment up,
Yes,
you were able to film,
absolutely.
and then take it back down again.
Yep.
Now, when you went outside to the back parking lot of the Civic Center, you found you found Drew Walton and Leigh Hamilton coming outside, correct?
Yes, at that point, Leigh Hamilton came out very angrily shouting.
And you saw Drew Walton look into his car and, she looked into her car and pulled out her gun, correct?
Yes, that's what I saw.
And you then turned around and went to get your camera equipment.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, this was huge stuff that I had to get on film, so definitely had to get my camera equipment ready.
So to your knowledge, the last person who had the gun before you turned around was Drew Walton.
Yes.
And then you turned back, you heard 2 gunshots,
Yes,
and then you turned around.
that's correct.
And when you turned around, you saw Leigh Hamilton lying on the ground motionless.
That is what I saw.
And then you observed Reagan Thomas coming outside,
Yes, because I had called him, so he came rushing over.
and you told him everything that you had seen.
I told him everything.
You then observed Reagan Thomas talk to the crime scene investigator.
Yes, maybe.
Yes. And you then observed him talk to the police chief, Captain Benuno,
That's correct.
as well as the janitor
Yes, briefly.
and the assistant of Drew Walton.
Yeah, Casey French. Yep.
And after Thomas had spoke with all these people, you observed him walk at Berkshire, correct?
That's correct.
And as a result of that phone call, the story had been aired, correct?
Yeah, like I said, you know, after he got off the phone with Kit, we were interrupting the Oscar Awards to hear the broadcast.
No further questions.
We heard.
Not this time, Your Honor, as the witness may be seated. The plaintiff would like to ask for a 5-minute recess. Brad, no, we would like to ask for a 5-minute recess.
Any motions?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute recess.